You know, we all care what people think of us, but it's really only a problem if we internalize their opinions. So why do we care so much? Well, there are two reasons. The first is that we're social creatures. We have a need for acceptance and belonging. From the moment we're born, we're looking for clues on how to behave, what to think, and we use other people's opinions to figure this out. If we do what they say is right, then we will be accepted by them. And when we're young, this is a very effective way to learn how to live. The second reason is that we want to be seen as valuable. We want people to like us because we think that if they do, then we must be doing something right. But the truth is, people can be incredibly cruel and judgmental. And the more you care about their opinions, the more likely you are to suffer. So the question is, how do we stop caring what people think? For some tips on how to do this in 10 minutes, stay tuned. Hey there, sitegoers. Have you ever thought about why you care what people think of you? When it comes to interacting with others, especially those close to us, we often have to consider how they will view or react to our decisions and behaviors. It's only natural to want to be liked or accepted by those around us. But is it possible to stop caring what people think? Before we jump into the video, we would like to mention that this video is created for educational purposes only, and is not intended to substitute a professional diagnosis. If you suspect you may have one of these conditions, we highly advise you to speak with a professional. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it with friends that might find insight from it too. With that said, let's begin. No one. You learned it from someone else. We learn many things from our parents, such as where we got our eye color or our mannerisms. Some less desirable traits can also be passed down from our parents, such as caring too much about what other people think. If your parents were overly critical of what others said, you may have picked up on their stress and worry. This can cause you to adopt their belief system, which causes you to care what others think so you can avoid conflict or confrontation. But according to clinical psychologist and author of The Gift of Fear, Gavin de Becker, most people have a sixth sense about other people's thoughts and feelings towards them. He states that when you ignore your intuition, you open yourself up to unnecessary risks. So if you feel like something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. Trust your gut instinct instead of worrying about what others will think. Number 2, you were not praised enough as a child. Did you get praised a lot as a child? If not, this could be a reason you care too much about others' opinions. In an article from BetterHelp, clinical psychologist Jennifer Littner, SID LMFTCST, explains that children need praise to grow into emotionally healthy adults. She says that without enough positive feedback, children can develop self-esteem issues and seek constant reassurance from others. As a result, they become very sensitive to criticism and worry about what others think of them because they don't have a solid sense of self-worth. Ultimately, this stems from the lack of parental guidance and affection. No. 3. You don't know who you are. Another reason you may care what people think is because you don't know who you are. Without knowing your values and beliefs, you can easily be swayed by others. According to an article from BetterHelp, this is common in individuals who suffer from anxiety. They state that individuals with anxiety tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves to always do the right thing and make the right choices. But since they don't know their core values, they look to others for answers and validation. The constant search for approval can lead to exhaustion, frustration, and increased anxiety. So if you struggle with anxiety, it might help to explore talk therapy to better understand yourself and your stressors. No. For you are not independent enough. How much time do you spend with friends and family each week? Spending lots of time with loved ones is not a bad thing. However, according to BetterHelp, it can become problematic when you rely on them for your happiness. If you are not independent enough and rely on others for your own sense of self-worth, you may constantly seek their approval and care what they think. In an article from Psychology Today, licensed marriage and family therapist Allison Abrams explains that codependency happens when someone puts someone else's needs before their own and allows the other person to control their emotions. Codependency often results in low self-esteem and a lack of identity outside of the relationship. So if you think you may be codependent on others, reach out to a mental health professional to learn more about your situation and work on developing healthy relationships. No. 5. You're afraid of being alone. Do you struggle with loneliness? If so, you may care what people think because you're afraid of being alone. In an article from BetterHelp, licensed professional counselor Kelsey J. Washington, MSLPC, NCC, explains that caring what others think is a way for you to gain acceptance and avoid being alone. She states that people who care too much about others' opinions often have low self-esteem, and may even resort to lying to others to be liked. According to Washington, seeking validation through pleasing others can keep you from pursuing your goals and dreams because you're too busy trying to please everyone else. Instead, try focusing on building genuine connections with people who accept you for who you are. No. 6. You want to be in control. Another reason you may care what people think is because you want to be in control. According to licensed therapist Amanda M. Itzler, Ph.D., wanting to be in control is a way to reduce anxiety and uncertainty about the future. She states that when you care what others think, you feel like you can influence their opinions. But the reality is that you can't control what others think, say or do. So if you constantly worry about what others think, you may want to try practicing mindfulness and acceptance. By accepting that you cannot control everything, you can free yourself from the stress of worrying about others' opinions. Number 7. You are going through a major life change. Have you gone through any major life changes recently? According to BetterHelp, going through major life changes such as moving to a new city, getting married, or having a baby can make you feel insecure and unsure of yourself. As a result, you may start caring more about what others think because you want to feel validated and supported. No. 8. You are neurotic. Did you know that being neurotic can cause you to care what others think? According to an article from Psychology Today, neurotic tendencies can include being extremely self-critical, having a strong need for approval, and experiencing frequent negative emotions. Those who are neurotic often have an unstable sense of self and are prone to emotional instability. So if you are neurotic, you may want to consider speaking with a mental health professional to learn more about your tendencies and how to manage them. No. 9. You were raised by overprotective parents. Were you raised by overprotective parents? If so, this could be a reason you care what people think. According to licensed professional counselor Amanda M. Itzler, being raised by overprotective parents can cause you to be overly critical of yourself and worry about what others think. She states that overprotective parents do not allow their children to make mistakes. So children often grow up feeling inadequate and incompetent. As a result, they may struggle with self-confidence and self-esteem throughout their lives, and may continue to rely on their parents for guidance well into adulthood. Number 10. You were bullied as a child. Finally, if you were bullied as a child, you may care what people think because you want to avoid the pain and suffering you experienced in the past. According to BetterHelp, being bullied can cause children to develop self-esteem issues, body image problems, and social anxiety disorder. They state that children who are bullied may also have trouble trusting others and making friends. If you were bullied as a child, it's important to seek support from loved ones and mental health professionals. It can also be helpful to join a support group for bullying victims to share your experiences with others who understand what you went through. Is there any hope? If you care too much about what people think, it can cause you a great deal of stress and worry. Fortunately, there is hope. By understanding why you care what people think, you can take steps to stop caring and focus on living your best life. According to licensed professional counselor Amanda M. Itzler, the first step to stop caring what people think is to realize that you are not responsible for other people's opinions. She states that you cannot control how others think, so do not waste your energy trying to do so. Instead, focus on being true to yourself and living according to your own values and beliefs. Itzler also suggests practicing self-compassion and acceptance. When you are kind to yourself and accept yourself for who you are, you will be less likely to care what others think. Additionally, if you struggle with anxiety or depression, it may be helpful to seek professional help to explore underlying issues and develop coping mechanisms. With hard work and dedication, you can learn to stop caring what people think and live a life that is true to you. Are you able to relate to any of the points mentioned in this video? Let us know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. Be sure to like and share it with those who might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.